Hello everyone, and we are live. Please leave a comment in below to let me know that you're joining us. So this series is all about simplifying the process to make it easy. That's why, as always, we're using just the primary colors. And yes, there's no blue in this on the reference picture, but we're going to need some blue, and I'm going to show you. So now I want to spend more time on the drawing because this time it's simpler in terms of colors. You just have a gray background, the yellow banana, and the brownish table, right? But you want to get the composition right and the proportions right. So I'm going to spend more time on the drawing. Painting the gray, the yellow, and the brown should be easy. All right, let's get started. So this time the background is orange and a gray. Like in the past, the reason is I want the colors to be brighter and warmer, right? So the orange base color is going to show through the yellow, the brownish, and the grayish. The choice of the background always affects the overall mood, I would say, of your painting. You can try to paint a grayish or brownish background, okay, with the same reference photo, and see the difference. All right, so enough talk, let's paint. So I'm using greenish, so it stands out. Otherwise, the yellow is not strong enough to stand out from the orange. So that's where the banana starts on the left side and ends on the right side. I'm giving more space around the banana. As you can see, there's less space on the reference picture. So that's where I start. And here, and have enough space here, and then I'll do the same thing, giving more space for the bottom here, and then the top will be here. So how do I find where the top of the banana is because it lines up with the top of the table, and the top of the table is about half from the bottom, half, a little bit less than half, but I'm not picky. So I can actually place the top of the table, right? You have half of the table and half of the background. And the top of the table lines up with the top of the banana. Simple composition, basic, You can feel free to lower the top of the table or put it higher. Right? It's not a problem. So once I have that, I know where it starts and where it ends. Okay? So I like to to place what I call dots. Okay? You could trace, of course, a long curve here, like a smile, like a big smile. Or if you're not sure, you can also place dots. Like so. Before outlining the whole shape. Right? Once again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay? If it's a little bit off, that's fine. Right? You just want this shape to be like not too fat, not too wide. You want it to be in proportion. You can do this painting 10 times. It will be different each time. Right? Now that I have that, I can outline the whole shape. It's more to give you an idea of the composition than being precise. Like I said, you can lower the banana, the top of the table. So don't be too harsh on yourself. It doesn't have to look like the reference photo. Next, as always, I'm going to paint the big shapes, the background, the table, and the banana. Right? Feel free to paint a tablecloth. Okay, I'm going for the basic wooden table, but you can do any color you want. Okay? Make it more yellow, darker brown, a blue tablecloth, a yellow, white. Right? You just want to make sure that it stands out. So I'm switching to a bigger brush. I have a better coverage, and it will be more loose also. So how do I get this gray background when I don't have any gray on my palette? To make brown, I need green, which I'm going to get by mixing yellow and blue, and by adding red, I'll get brown. I'm sorry, by adding blue to my green. It's been a long day. I'm getting brown. right? Or brownish enough for my need and what I want. Right? It might be hard to see on my palette, but it's pretty dark. Right? So it's a now by adding more blue, I get a dark gray, and I'm going to add white to make it lighter. As you know, I like to mix my colors directly on the canvas, so I know I see exactly what I get. As you can see, it's very different from the gray I have on the palette. Since I'm doing an abstract background, I paint in different directions. And like I said, I want the overall painting to have a warm tone. I'm not going to fully cover the background, the base color. So the base color showing through and between my strokes, I get an interesting texture and something warmer overall. As I do that, I adjust the shape of the banana here. It's a little bit lower, actually, the tip. I talk a lot about simplifying the process so we can paint and have fun and not dealing with the many technical challenges. You run into those in the future, right? I want you to understand how you can, how to feel the paint, how much you can do with it. Like mixing on the canvas gives you an idea of how much you can control your colors and your strokes. So don't be focused on painting exactly the reference photo with the right colors and textures, color variations, highlights, etc., etc. Okay, that's enough for now. Just a textured abstract background. No need to spend too much time on it. All right, the table. Do you remember how to make brown? We need green and red. So you control the ratio of green and red to get the brown color you like. Yeah. There's too much green in our brown, so I'm going to make it warmer by adding more red and white because I want it light brown. So I I choose this simple composition so we can practice every week. Similar strokes, textures, highlights, shadows, color variations. And every time you improve, you learn something, you make mistakes, you learn to appreciate what you're doing, feel the paint better. Progressively, we'll move on to more challenging subject matters. So you see what's happening here? Because the base color is orange, the banana stands out. Otherwise, it would have been in gray shape. It would look different, obviously. So I'm going to show you how the base color plays on the with the yellow. Keep this very simple. It looks like wood enough. I can do more later. And because tonight the subject is very simple, I'll probably finish it tonight. Instead of walking away and do another video of tomorrow. That's good enough for now. Let's clean my brush a little bit with water. And then I'm going to paint the yellow. It's a light yellow. So a little bit of yellow and a lot of white. As a general rule, you want to paint light always, because it's easier to darken a light color than the opposite. If you paint too dark, you're going to need more white or another color to make it lighter. So that's very bright. I like that. I think on the screen you can see how light and bright that is, so it's a good thing. So as you can see, I keep my edges very loose because we're not doing something detailed, and I can always cover with the table or the background to adjust the shape. All right, let's paint the color variations directly on the canvas. We need more yellow, less white. Here as well. And then the top is a little bit greenish. So rinse my brush. I don't want too much white. One pinch of blue. A lot of yellow. Let's see what I can. That's too yellow. All right, let's make it lighter with white. A lighter green. It's okay if you don't get it the right green. So it's very subtle. It can be darker green, that's fine. Actually, like what I'm doing now to make the top part stand out. So we talked about composition and drawing, composition, proportions, and here we work on the dimension to make sure that it's not just a solid shape in the middle of your painting. Right? So I was saying, don't be too harsh on yourself if something's off. Like here, I noticed that the banana is actually wider. Right? It's a little bit sharp, and it's okay. Right? You can fix it if you want. I won't, because it's not the point of this video. It's about right. You're playing the colors, give dimension to subject. That's what matters, more than being precise and realistic. Besides, I'm going to adjust the shape and the size by painting more background, more table, correcting the edges. Oh, and also, like I do, right? Try to practice with painting with one brush only. In this case, a big one. You won't be tempted to paint details, and that's how you're gonna keep everything loose. And you'll be able to paint even some details with a big brush with practice. All right, so I have the lightest part here, the yellow. I have my base color showing through, which I like. You see the outline. There's some orange showing between the background and the greenish, so I like that too. So we can practice painting with a different base color. All right, let's play a little bit more with the color variations and textures on the skin. It's time to ripe, so I have some brownish spots. I'm going to suggest that. Side also, it's okay if it's too dark, right? So two things. It's just a simple banner, right? You think, oh, okay, I can That should be easy. It's just a yellow shade. But depending on how you paint, what you envision, there's a technical process to get where you want to go, and then you will run into challenges that you didn't plan. Right? So don't be too harsh on yourself. Just have fun. Again, mixing colors, practicing shapes. Understand how you can control the paint. Is way more important than having a perfect, if not perfect, beautiful painting. Highlight this part here. So tomorrow I will take a picture in the daylight so you can see better the colors. Right, so I'm refining. You see how I hold my brush and try to paint smaller details. It's too green, it's just flat here, so I'm adjusting this part here. I need a better green here. It's not beautiful like on the reference photo. There you go. All right, well, I like what I did. I think I'm going to stop there and then finish the background and refine a little bit the table. It's a little bit too messy here. I know it's loose, but I want it more, a little bit more clean. So tomorrow, I will post tomorrow on our Facebook group the finished painting. Let me know if you want me to send you the reference photo. And I will post in the first comment the link to our Facebook group. All right. I'm going back to my grayish to finish the background. I like the highlights on the drape I put in the background, so I'm gonna show that. it can be so you can read it as a either abstract background or a curtain of some sort. I'm going to adjust the top here. Keep the